Hey, buddy. Are you enjoying the thing where I do all the work and you, stand? So my ship wasn't there. And there's only one place left for us to look for clues, sir. This could be scary, but we have to head to the stronghold of the pirates who stole my ship. Let's not waste any time. Let's go. Anchors away, is it? All of our information gathering has been completely ineffective, and he has so far had no idea where to go. But let's trust him one more time. The power of threes. This is pretty scary. The pirate captain is a mechanical maniac. He's got no shortage of evil underlings too. I never wanted to lay eyes on him again, but if we wanted to take the ship back, then we have no choice. The pirate stronghold's here at this mark. When do I go to the mark that I haven't gotten to go yet? Is that maybe that's the dungeon? Maybe you go to the real dungeon on the way out. Tighten up whatever you humans have instead of bolts, and let's get going, feet. I mean, we have organs and muscles that kind of self-regulate, actually. In that way, I guess we're superior to machines for a time, until that stops being the case. See you later, everybody. Halfway through this just turns into the boat section from Resident Evil 5. Bum bum. As easily as scary as I thought it would be. But if you think about it, they should all be dead, is it? The only reason I'm up and about like this is because of the time shift stone on the boat. Oh, you know about it. So I have nothing to worry about. I feel so better now. I feel better now, Box. So it's time you look for you to go look at my ship, is it? Look for my ship, whatever. I'll wait here, of course, is it? So he's aware of the time shift stone and the fact that he only exists while it's active and so on. Huh. Huh. I think that might have been acknowledged at some point earlier, but I was just thinking about the existential nightmare that is the fact that, like, I keep awakening these people in almost a soma kind of way to go perform whatever task I need. Like, I feel like the guy from Soma a little bit when I keep waking, like, when he does that part where he, like, creates there's like AI that are sentient copies of people that were once alive, and he keeps awakening them to get information out of them and then just like deleting them, and it's like, oh, you're creating and destroying life to some extent. Then, like, it's not exactly the same, but there's a similar distressingness of just like Link is just kind of awakening these seemingly, like, they seem to be people basically, and I keep awakening them just long enough to solve my problem before then just like throwing them back to the abyss once I've gotten what I need out of them. And like, obviously Link isn't really choosing to turn them off. Like, he can't turn all the crystals on at the same time. It seems like only one of them works in total for some reason, and if he so much as walks away, they go off. So it's outside of his control. But it is horrifying to think about. He's not at fault the way that other characters are in science fiction in similar narratives, except for the part where he awakens them, I suppose. But even then, he's not creating somebody to have them suffer. He's bringing back somebody briefly. And I had this kind of idea that, like, all these different guys that I think it's kind of reinforced by the fact that they just go right back to work at the mine, like nothing's changed. The way they just go right back to working like nothing's happened makes me feel like they don't understand that, like, their work is futile and accomplishing nothing because they're dead. Their society is dead, and they're going to be gone in a few seconds. And instead of acknowledging that, they just go back to working at the mine for no reason. And so I'm like, do they just not understand what's happening here? And like, it's like surely they have to be able to see, right? Do they just operate entirely out of habit and they have no other idea of what to do with themselves, so they just do what they've always done, basically. Because like they have to be able to see. At least you would think so. That like 5 feet away from them, the world ends, or their world ends, and like right outside of that range, everything goes right back to being dead. It's a pretty horrifying concept for a Zelda race. Like, Jesus Christ. Like honestly, the Zelda races are pretty cool in Skyward Sword, and like the Mogmars are really charming and fun with personalities and all that, and like they all have different character designs, so you can kind of try to tell them all apart, and they get a continuity of like, oh, it's that guy again from the thing, and so on. You don't quite spend enough time with them to have a exact memory of like what their names are and which one is which every single time necessarily, but you're like, oh yeah, that guy's got a new hairstyle, so he's somebody I've never met before, or as opposed to like, that guy might be the guy that gave me the bomb bag. And they have their little greedy personalities where they're going out and searching for treasure, but they're weirdly wholesome, where they're just like they see seeking treasure as like its own ends. And it's like the treasure itself isn't entirely important, because they like the Mogmar have regularly given me things for free practically, or as a repayment for helping them, or just because like, whatever, I guess I don't really need this, here you go. Like they've given me a lot of gifts, despite being the people that define themselves by searching for treasure. And I think it's just because they like treasure hunting. They just like hunting for the treasure. They don't actually necessarily care about having the treasure. And like, oh, cool, I can like talk about the personality of this particular race pretty well, and they haven't even been in other games like the Gorons and the Rito. I don't love the fish so far though. Master, please take a look. Maybe they'll do more with the fish later, but I don't love them. I just like the robots and the Mogmars. And the robots don't have the best personalities. They're just a concept that's really interesting and kind of distressing in a way that like a lot of Zelda is like, it's kind of cute and child-friendly and fun family game time, but then like the art is often like slightly uncanny and distressing, well, in a way that's like, you can tell it's not bad art, it's really deliberately crafted in the way that it's somewhat distressing to look at sometimes, both the NPC designs and the monsters and everything like that. And I like that Zelda's kind of creepy in the 3D Zeldas and so on. And like in that sort of way, it's like, oh, this is a somewhat distressing Zelda race in a way that I'm not used to. It's kind of in some ways worse than the doomed people of Majora's Mask. This device looks like it is meant to hold a time shift stone, but there is not one currently installed. There is a 95% chance that it is the same type of device as the ones we encountered in the Nehru mine. Signs indicate that time shift stones were used in this facility as a kind of power source. I kind of wish they'd revisit Majora's Mask, not remake it. I mean and not any kind of remake. I just mean like revisit that kind of game structure and try that out again. Because it's been so many years that like they could potentially have such a great idea of how to do that. That one's locked. They could have all these new ideas potentially. And it's not like they don't revisit ideas, because the Loft Wing is barely distinguishable from the King of Red Lions, except for the part where it's worse. If your Zelda gimmick is once again there's a vehicle, then you're already revisiting ideas. You might as well revisit the really cool one where you had one of the most creative Zelda games ever made. I got locked onto the wrong one. Slap, 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 slap. Wow, I just kicked his ass. Nope, shit. That was a fast attack. There you go. You have to get to like just whatever range makes them turn off the part of their brain that keeps doing the fire attack. Because I can't counter the fire attack to make them vulnerable. But I think the plan so far has been to make a sequel to Majora's, to make a sequel to Breath of the Wild. Because Breath of the Wild was, I think, like this massively time-consuming and expensive process to develop. So they, one way of recouping your losses, not that there's losses because their older games sell super well, but one of the ways of capitalizing on how much you invested in that is to go dip into that again. Kind of like how Majora's Mask itself was, Ocarina of Time, but they reused all the assets, and because they reused all the assets, they were able to turn it around in only like a year and focused almost entirely on like the mechanical differences between those games. Like, oh, we're just gonna use like mostly the same, like a lot of the same character models and designs and visuals. So let's get weird, and that game's really cool. Master, please take a look. This object is called a time shift orb. I conjecture that, unlike the time shift stones we've seen, the device was designed to be carried around and installed in different locations. My companion cube! It's here! But it's not a cube, it's like an octamohedron. Is this? Probably not, right? Probably isn't a full-on dungeon, because I start off with the entire map. It could be this zone's map, though, I don't know. Can I just put it down wherever I want? Yes. So there goes this, like, it's like, aha, so there we go, the entire place is defunct, so we'll be fine. We can just go in and get the thing. No big bad pirate boss to deal with. But now I, of course, have to deal with the fact that the, oopsie. Hey, guys. Oh, God. Oh, wow, I got really lucky. What? That's not where I swung. Fuck. Literally, as I do the gesture, he counteracts it. God, he gets lucky. Or his AI is being a dick and just going for it. I have these moments like, wait for it, he's gonna adjust his direction, he's gonna do it. All right, well, he's not doing it. All right, I'm gonna attack from this direction that he's not blocking. And guard! How do I fight you again? Ka. There you go. I kind of, when I first encountered those guys, I kind of inherently thought, oh, I've got to make him dizzy by running around for a bit. That's how you proceed. And then when he's vulnerable, you can attack him. And then eventually I realized, oh, I'm just wasting my time. You can just hit him. Like, you can just hit him immediately. Like, don't get hit by the laser, but like, if it's not on you right now, you can just get him. Like, he's just not a very solid enemy, not the best security system. Whoa! Link literally drops what he's holding. He's like, oh my god! Thank you, Fee. No? Oh, is this gonna be one of those mechanics where I roll it downhill? Does it roll downhill? Bomb bowling. No. Huh. It's not. These are just ramps, I guess. Will he still jump? He still jumps. Oh, I think I just kind of imagined a cooler level than I was getting. I was like, oh, I've got to do a really cool thing where I drop the time ball down the ramp, and then the ramp, it's gonna change what platforms are available, so I have to quickly platform through. Nah. And they did have an idea too, but I immediately took that idea in directions. Okay. Probably just put this down here, and then I can probably grab it through the bars, I imagine. Or I just open it. I keep imagining a slightly cooler thing. I'm so sorry. Like, nah, it just opens. The door just opens. You're fine. I entered this room. I'm like, well, maybe now they'll do that idea. But I'm like, no. I mean, it's still not a circle. I mean, it's still not a sphere. It still doesn't roll. So probably never gonna happen. Okay, so I want to get as close as I can without spawning it, because I have stamina to manage. Oop. I just got an issue. My brain is broken. Or it's amazing. I mean, both. I somewhat underappreciate the fact that something really cool is happening right now and new and different, because I'm also thinking of, because I've played so many puzzle games and this is such a puzzle game looking mechanic that I'm like, oh my god, I'm just thinking of like the 75 ways this is gonna get iterated upon. Like, oh yeah, it does this and then that and then haha, yes. And then none of those things happen. I'm like, oh dang. I had like ideas. I guess it just means I'm excited, which is good. Wow, he ate it. He just chomped it up. Hi there, bye. Hi, oh, nope. Nope. Oh, that's blocked. Okay. Oh, I don't like it. That went bad so fast. Oh, hey, he killed himself. That's distressing. See, that's when I talk about the existential horror of this shit. Like, that's horrifying what just happened. Wow, they didn't block me that time. He just like walked 5 feet and turned into bones. What a horrifying concept. It's beautiful. I love it. I hated it. It's great. It's the worst. It's amazing. Hey there. Hey, can you like hang out right here? Hey, Dick. Okay, I hope the cutscene stops playing now and doesn't play every single time afterwards. Oh, there's just a box here. I keep having cooler ideas. I'm so sorry. Ow. Why did that hit me? I successfully hit his weak spot and then I lightning. Oh well. I'm like, oh, I get it. I've got to lure him onto the button and then bonify him, and then his bones will hold it down. No, there's just a box in the room. I can't help it. My brain is just like live designing really like ideas that I think are really fun. Oh, you'd have to have like an enemy type that won't die permanently. Like maybe an enemy type that you can only kill by making him go back in time. Bomb bolt. No. What? Really? Dude trapped me in here, right? Yeah. Is it sandy in here? No. Oop, there we go. And while the idea I had, it does sound kind of fun, it would be there's the frustration of like having to navigate around and have somebody chase you and then specifically get them out of the range just in time for them to be on the button could definitely be a frustrating mechanic. Welcome to my room. It's full of skull boxes, where I keep my skull boxes. They're full of skulls. Or VR headsets, who knows? There we go. Wow. Fairy in a bottle. And an air potion that I forgot I had for breathing underwater. I just kind of figured he probably wants you to get every type of potion for him one by one, so I just kind of was ready for it. Maybe he'll want that when I get back. Like that, it's for breathing underwater, but you would think like it probably helps you just kind of not get winded, potentially, maybe. Except that's kind of what the stamina potion is, so it doesn't necessarily make sense. I don't know. I'm full of it. Okay, so why did you highlight that with the cutscene? Oh, it's got a little bar behind it. I was like, what's your deal, game? Are you afraid I'm not gonna notice something? Is that what's going on? Are you real scared? Are you real scared I'm not gonna look at that one thing? Ha! More bombs that I don't need, I think, because I probably was full. Probably, maybe. Look at their giant faces. They've got giant faces and propellers and the... Oh, it's these guys. Oh, these guys are annoying. This is probably my least favorite enemy in the game. Because you, like, blow on their propeller and then try to stab their mouth or something, and, like, it always feels like it doesn't quite work, and it takes too many attempts. It never quite feels right. That's probably my least favorite. Anything in this room? Ah! Rude. Look at me! Okay, fine. Witness me! Okay. Ow, shit. Stop it. Ow. Yeah. No! How did I even do that? Wait, fuck. Shit, I accidentally... Jesus, I don't even know how I did that. Oh, that sucks. I guess I bumped the minus button a little bit, and it must have selected the... Fuck. Oh, that's a bummer. Anyway, I realized that what I should have done is I should have stopped panicking and then picked the ball back up. And then I could have deactivated one of those pillars, because, oh god, fighting two of them is at once a problem. You can so systematically... You can just be so methodical at taking one of them out. But the moment there's two, it's like, okay, well now there's lasers and this is bad. Oh. Okay. Can I get you in a range of this doorway and... Yes. So this will get me in range of this doorway and also the thing that has the bar over here. And then I can open probably this wall? My fairy supply, it is squandered. And fairies are rare in this game. Like, I don't get to get a new fairy very often when I use them up. Or would have to get rid of them because I need the bottle for something. There's a lot of, like, surprise fairies in Ocarina and Majora where they just kind of show up. You're like, oh god, here comes the fairy. Okay, so I want you to go that way. You bored of me? Ah, shit. Okay. What? You forget I was here? What's up, buddy? I feel like they want me to do a follow-up attack every time, but I never can quite do it. So I always have to do this. I always have to do the fan thing twice. What? Okay. Why did it stop immediately? I must have not done it yet. What? Okay. Ah, come on. Fuck. I think there's a few different factors. Like, it's kind of awkward to aim at the fan because he's moving and hopping. God, come on. Ah! And oftentimes, like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, I think, but I can't do it, I guess. Like, getting the thrust to register consistently is a problem for me. Because it often registers as swing, just like how my swings are often thrusts somehow, and I don't know why. There we go. It's definitely the specific enemy I'm always happy to be done with. Which is funny, because the Scorpion's fun to fight, and he's also a guy where you have to use the fan a lot. But you don't have to point the fan at a specific part of his body. Is this just gonna revive the whole place, or...? Look at my giant shark nose face! Is that the real dungeon? A report, Master. The power of the time shift orb appears to have caused a change in this structure. I recommend going outside to further assess the situation. There we go. So we started going up through here. It's a pretty linear dungeon, right? So I should have been everywhere already. And I'm back at the beginning from before I had the orb. So there probably isn't much to discover. And then I can't go back the way I came, but they've already opened the new way forward. And that's where I just came from. Yeah, so yeah, there's no specific thing to do with the time shift orb here, I think. Okay. Claim them. He tried to jump. He just tried to jump off a cliff. Thank you, Fee. There we go. Oh. Oh god, there's so many. I'm an ant eater. Uh-oh. Get back up. We're fine. There's nothing over there, actually. Still you're surprised when I eat you. I have information to report, Master. Please take a look. Shit's old, yo. There's a 60% probability that these masts and these sails are from the ship that protects Nehru's flame. You can now set your dowsing ability to search for the ship that holds Nehru's flame. My god, could it be the one part of the map that I've previously tried to explore but couldn't yet? Nah, it couldn't be. It must be somewhere else. Yep, I'm really consistently ending an episode right when I finish one of these islands lately. This is like the third episode in a row where I finished the island and like it's perfect. What a perfectly episodic thing. It's almost like Zelda games have some kind of sense of pacing, where they have explicit ideas that they want to express, and they have it take this long and they like think about that stuff, as opposed to being like, here's a very long cave. This cave will repeat the same enemy in groups of 2 or 3 like 75 times. And then eventually you'll be done. You'll be like, wow, I guess I'm done. I had no sense of when I would be done because it just kind of went on forever. And then that game will be like, wow, 60 hours of content. And it's like bragging about how long it is. I'm like, yeah, but at what cost? I am actually shocked how long this game is because it's really well paced, and I'm so far into the series that I'm surprised by the episode count, because I'm like, I haven't. I've only been playing for like 20 episodes, right? I haven't played Skyward Sword for that long. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. And that's actually that's the special quality of Zelda games, is that they're deceptively long because they don't waste your time constantly, except for some things like there's all these minor things like the dialogue with NPCs, or Fee reintroducing items you've picked up before again. But those, I don't think those are the majority of the content, but those are time wasting. So it's not purely lacking in time wasting, but the game is not structured to constantly waste your time, and that's neat. They just use their ideas until they keep showing you ideas until they run out of them, and then the game ends usually. That's the specific reason why I don't like the Triforce Hunt in Wind Waker, is because it's like that you're not Zeldaing correctly. You're not doing the thing I like about your series. Stop it. Zelda and Dark Souls are both great at that.